Last segment of the day, how black people can outsmart America. I think it's very, very important that African American people, we come off of the the bandwagon of entertainment and being consumers, and we start changing. Even the more we start changing our mindsets about how we can not hear this. No longer should we be complaining about America. It's time for us to outsmart America. It's time for us to continue to advance. So here's some tips that I want you to carefully consider for the rest of the week. Number one, I want you to know who you are. Know who you are before they tell you. Know who you are in God. Know who you are as a individual. Know who you are and whose you are. Who you are is your identity. Whose you are is who you come from, where you come from. And what I mean by that is this, and this is really, really for parents. It's time that we stop allowing school systems to teach our young people who they are and where they come from. I mentioned it Sunday in the pulpit, and I'm gonna say it again. Our legacy and history did not start from slavery. And when you teach us from a place of slavery, you kind of subconsciously teach us that every part of our life has to be from the bottom. Now we're here. Yeah. Absolutely not. I want you to, it's going to take you creating another classroom in your home. Beyond the classroom at school, teaching our kids that we were kings and we were queens way before we came to this country. So I think that's a part of identity. And what does that do? That helps young people. It helps our people know that we didn't become powerful. We have always been powerful. And so I think that's very, very important. Here's some practical tips on that. Study Black history beyond February. Teach your children who they are. Celebrate Black excellence daily. What that means in the home, always find something to celebrate, including the husband and the wife. Hear this. We should always find ways to get this, sharpen each other, but especially our kids, celebrate them. Even in a failure, tell them something that they did well. I'll never forget this. I think this is important. I got in trouble at church and Pastor Wilson had to check me on something, and he checked me. But I responded in such a way that he came back and said, you can tell how great a person is. And I've learned this. You can tell how great a person is and where they're going based upon how they respond to correction. And so I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how talented you are. If you do not respond to correction well, your future will be limited.
That's good.
I'm gonna say that again. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how bright you are. I don't care how talented you are. If you don't respond to correction well, you're going to be limited. So it's very important to even when your kids respond, when they respond to correction or some type of reprimand, when they respond well, hey, highlight that. Highlight the things that our young people are doing that will encourage them. Number two, y'all, master economics and ownership. Now, what that means is this. We talk about it all the time. Financial literacy. Learn about, write this down in your mind, budgeting, savings, investing, credit repair, and real estate. I think those things are very important. Do not let your bank account reflect trauma spending. No longer should we spend because we are depressed. Cancel that. No excuses. Oh, I spend because I don't feel good about myself, or because I'm hurting, or because I grew up in a tough home. No, it is time for us to be masters over our money, not money being masters over us. It is important that we understand entrepreneurship. Every person is not going to be an entrepreneur, but if in fact you have the ability to start a business and be consistent with that and see it through, I think it is important. Why? Own your gifts. Start a business if you can. I think entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship are equally important. There are many people who have become multimillionaires because they work for a company. So you don't have to start a business, but I think you should explore the option. If you are a creative, if you know you have what it takes to start a business, do that. Watch this. If you start a business, you all pay attention to this. Make sure you copyright all of your ideas. What do you call it, y'all? Make sure that you get it. What is it? Trademark. Make sure you know. So don't just start something. If we have time, I'll pass the mic to Chris so she can tell you her experience with starting a company, but not getting it trademarked. You need to trademark. You need to copyright your mind. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care if you create something and it takes you 5 years to really to build it. I think This is what I found out. I have created things and looked up and someone was doing it.
Yeah.
So nobody knows who started it first, who said it first, because I had an idea. Somebody else did it. I didn't trademark it. I think it's very, very important to protect your property, protect your creative property. The last thing I'll say is generational wealth. Break cycles of starting over every generation. Now, I want you to hear my heart on this. Hear my heart. We got to stop judging the previous generation for what they said and what they did not say. The previous generation gave us the information that they knew to give us. So what I mean by that is this. Most of us, we come from an environment that did not pass down companies to us. They passed down information. They passed down morality. Stay out of trouble. Don't do this. Don't get pregnant. We know right from wrong, A, B, C, and D. And then what? Go to school and get a job. That is because knowledge is a part of legacy, right? However, we tend to, because we don't come from environments that pass down companies and things like that, we tend to have to start over, right? And so I want you to be very careful on this. Hear this, listen to me, y'all, so that the next generation does not start over. Learn about life insurance, learn about wills, learn about trust. Get this, you all, and stay away from investing all of your money into luxury items.
That's so good. That's it.
All right. So watch this. The life insurance, wills, and trust. Get this, you all. They are kingdom tools.
Yes.
Stop being an investor in a luxury item that get this, that the only thing that gives it value is the name that's on it. Number 3, y'all, hear this. Leverage education, formal and informal. Leverage education, formal and informal. Get this, you all. Everyone is not going to be a doctor. Everyone does not have to have a doctorate degree. Everyone does not have to have a master's degree. But everyone, I believe African-American people should embrace and be serious about education. College, going to college, whether it is trade school, whether it's 2-year university or 2-year college, 4-year university. Get this, you all. Certificates are very, very important, and self-education. Don't just go to school. Don't just go to trade school. Don't just go to tech school, but become a reader of some sort. Read books, listen to podcasts. Get this, you all. Some people won't ever read. They'll learn more by just listening to a podcast or listening to a talk. That's important. Go to conferences, depending upon how much, depending upon your field. Go to conferences, go to workshops, invest in your own self-development, not just entertainment. Here's one, y'all, that people don't teach. Get this, you all. Learn to ask questions. When you get around great people and people who have advanced and people who have done things, they've become successful in particular areas. That's not the time to do all the talking. That's not even the time always to promote what you've done and trying to hook up and trying to get people to know who you are. Sometimes, y'all, the greatest connection is asking questions and getting information. For example, if I had an opportunity to be around Warren Buffett, I wouldn't tell him about Encounter per se. I would ask him a question. I wouldn't be trying to get the hookup. Hey, would you donate to my no. Let me ask you questions. Know how to get in a room and ask questions, not be seen, but I want to ask questions, get the information, and bring it back to my environment. I think it's important. Number 4, prioritize. Here it is, Black people. Prioritize mental health and emotional health. It is very, very important. Now, I think this is important. I want to kind of spin off here. This is why this is important. We have to stop letting systems diagnose our Black kids.
That's good.
Stop saying things like, just suck it up to our boys. Teach our kids, let's start embracing having conversation. It's not always going to a therapist, y'all. It is just, we call it now a safe space. The friends and the family members, it is okay to have a roundtable discussion about what is hurting you, what hurt you, how did that affect you. It is cool, y'all. It's cool to dance and have fun, but I think it should also be culturally normal now for us to have fun at the cookout. But then before we go, let's sit around and talk about what's going on in everybody's life and asking specific questions. How does that make you feel? Hey, y'all, if you got a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old, hey, Susie had her first breakup, y'all, and having the family ask her questions. How you feel about that? And having aunts and uncles give her impartation about how to get through that, because that breakup is going to it's going to start shaping how she navigates through life.
That's good.
I'll never forget, man. I got that idea from my own dynamic. It was Christmas, and we were sitting at the table at mom's house, and I made a statement about a relationship. I compared myself to some of my friends, and my dad said this. He said, "Son, ain't nothing wrong with you. God is protecting you." I was comparing myself to my other friends.
Yeah.
He's like, no. Anybody, a dog chases after meat.
This is good.
Y'all, in 10 minutes, my father told me who I was.
Yeah.
We were not at church, not in the pulpit, not in a discipleship class. We were at Christmas dinner. I shared with him how I felt about something. And in minutes, who I thought was better than me, I realized I was better than that circumstance. Mm-hmm. I think we should create the environments in our homes where the older generation can impart. And not say, suck it up, get over it, A, B, C, and D. Yeah. It's not enough to be like, move on. You will find 10 other people. You got to tell these kids who they are. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Number 5, build strong networks and unity. Now, I'm going to say this. I have created more than just a church. I've created business opportunity, y'all. Business opportunities for my network to win. I think you need to find your tribe, find your network, find people that you love and trust, find people that want everybody to win. Don't listen. I mean, you got to vet so people won't. So if you all become millionaires, people won't stab you in the back. Mm-hmm. But once you find that group of people, create a network where we all can grow financially and we can grow as it relates to knowledge. Mm-hmm. Number 6, you all, keep God at the center of your life. Make God the priority. I'm going to advocate for the church. I think you can go and get the money, the wheels, the trust. But if you don't have a relationship with Jesus, if you don't have a community, a church community that keeps you grounded and centered, get this, you all, you have to have a spiritual focus to endure some of the systems, the racist systems. I think it is the Spirit of God that helped our ancestors get through. There's no other way you can explain the endurance that we saw for 400 years.
Yeah.
They had to have tapped into a higher source. I think if you're going to get through some of the oppression and some of the systems and some of the all these things that we face as a community, I believe you need to be rooted in Christ Jesus. I think that needs to be important. We can do education, we can do all those things. I think you need to equally be passionate about having a relationship with Jesus. If you're not a Christian, find your creator. Find your creator and make sure that you focus more on your spirituality. Last but not least, you all, use the system. Don't be used by it. Welcome to Bandwidth, y'all.